So tonight we're going to make some ground beef sliders. We've got some hard rolls, some fine powdered onion and garlic powder, salt, pepper, a little bit of ground mustard, and some 80-20 ground beef. A couple things, a lot of people go with like that 90-10 or 92-8, and that makes the burgers really lean and there's not enough fat, so they end up really dry. And we're also going to mix the ground beef with all the seasonings so that the flavor is kind of all throughout instead of just on the outside. So we're going to mix everything together and we're going to grill them off. So before we start mixing up the hamburger for the sliders, we're going to do some sauteed onions. We've got a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt, and we're going to add in a little tab of butter. So we're going to get those caramelizing before we start mixing the hamburger. Got the ground beef in the bowl. We're going to do a little bit of salt, a little bit of ground mustard. Follow that up with a little bit of garlic powder. Then a little bit of onion powder and a little bit of black pepper, and we should be good. So we've got onions caramelizing in the background, potatoes coming up to a boil. We're going to turn those into breakfast potatoes. But now we get the ground beef. They're going to turn into sliders for these tiny little hard rolls. So we have a piece of parchment paper down. Give that a quick spray just so everything doesn't stick. And we're going to start grabbing probably like 3, almost like 4-ounce patties. Give those a quick little roll. And you're going to make those kind of a ball in your hand, and you're going to flatten them out a lot bigger than you want, because as they cook they're going to shrink up. So we got that patty, I'm going to set it down, and then we're going to do that with the rest of the meat, and then we're going to go into a pan and give those a quick fry. We've got a copper pan, doesn't necessarily have to be copper, that's what I got. So we got that heating up, we're on medium-high heat. We've got all the patties pattied out. So as that heats up, you're going to start dropping those in, and they're going to start searing up. We're not going to cook them all the way in the pan. We're going to go about 2/3 of the way, then we're going to drop them on a sheet pan so we can finish them in the oven. That way we can get everything cooked and done at the same time. And you don't want to overcrowd the pan, because if you put too much in the pan it starts to steam, and then instead of having a nice sear on the burgers, it's just going to be like a boiled ground beef. So we got a nice sear on the burgers, those sliders as they were. We're going to give those a quick little flip. We're going to sear for a little bit longer, and then we're going to finish them off in the oven. Basis for mayonnaise is egg yolks and oil. So instead of pulling ice cold butter out of the fridge and trying to spread that on bread and destroying it, whether you're making grilled cheese or trying to toast bread or make garlic bread, using mayonnaise is an excellent substitute. Just a thin layer, put it in the oven on broil, and you will be set. So the buns are done toasting. We've got all the condiments set up. So we're going to pull those out. This meat's nice and smoking hot, so we're going to let those rest for just a second. While they're resting, we're going to set the bottoms on the plate. So we're going to do a trio of sliders. To that, we're going to come over with our burgers. And to the burgers, now we're going to start doing the toppings. So again, these sliders are just what you got, using what you have on hand. So we had some onions, some sun-dried tomatoes, some spinach, green onions, pickles, Colby Jack, and some Swiss. So the first burger, we're going to do a little bit of Swiss cheese. We're going to top that with a little bit of caramelized onions, and then a little bit of spinach. Put that bun just off on the side. The second burger, we're going to go with a nice thick slice of Colby Jack. We're going to top that with a few pickles. And then a few sun-dried tomatoes. And again, just kind of cap that with the burger bun top. The third burger, we're going to go kind of a, I don't know, I get like a Hispanic or kind of like Mexican food theme. So we're going to do some sour cream. Then we're going to go with a little bit of guacamole. Top it with some green onions. And again, top of that bun. And there you go. Using what you got at home. Pro tip time, whether you're eating a regular burger or a slider, I would suggest you take that top bun, push in that inside, almost make it concave. That way, when you put it on the top, it contains all the ingredients and everything doesn't spill out. So when you're making food at home, it really is just using what you got. Tonight we made burgers. Whether you're going to top them with hot sauce, olives, mustard, Thousand Island, ketchup, ranch, barbecue sauce, horseradish, or even hard-boiled eggs. It's Easter. Why not crack a hard-boiled egg, slice that and top your burger with it? It's whatever you've got that tastes good. It's all about flavors. And at the end of the day, it's making good food with what you got. This is COVID Cooking with David. I'll see you next time. Mix everything together. A lot of times it's just people run in with we've got some 80-20 ground beef, and we're going to mix everything together before we patty them out. The issue a lot of people run in with